everyone, it's Hairyfrankfurt and I stopped taking my antidepressants. What now? If you're new here, please make sure you subscribe. This is a more serious video, but I do have some funny ones coming up. This video is all about the symptoms that I've been experiencing while taking or not taking my antidepressants. I will explain the situation. When I was 14, I was suicidal. I was cutting myself. Sorry, trigger warning, whoops. I was thinking about death lots. I was thinking really dark, mean, sad thoughts. It wasn't good. I don't remember much of it, and I'm glad I don't. My childhood was obviously not great. My early teens obviously wasn't great. And at the age of 14, I did a really dumb thing and was forced to be psychoanalyzed and was given the diagnosis of depression and consequently medicated. I've been seeing a counselor in some description since I was 7. And I guess I've had depression since then too, and this is a really weird topic to talk about. At 14, I was given antidepressants by a GP that I just went to because I was desperate to get medication. Then when I saw a psychiatrist at a local healthcare clinic thing, along with my psychologist, we decided that SSRIs and Lovan or fluoxetine or Prozac would be the most appropriate medication for me. Since then, I have been taking the medication pretty much the whole time. 10 years. I think I took a year off total in that time. Maybe a little bit longer. I can't remember. My memory's kind of screwed. I'm not saying that that is the medication by any stretch of the imagination. I'm saying that's something that I experience. Whether that's the medication or not, I don't know. I don't even know if it's a problem that the medication can cause, but I know that my memory is not great. So when I say that I think I've been taking it that whole time, I really don't know. There's a lot of things that I have my memory screwed up on, so maybe it is the medication. I don't know. But seeing as I'm now 24 and I was prescribed them at 14, I have been taking them for 10 years, and I realized this year that I was probably taking way too much for what I exhibit as far as symptoms are concerned. I was taking 40 milligrams, which I only just found out is not the highest dose, but for someone my size, I am 5'2" and about 52 to 55 kilos, which is, I'll put the pounds here. So I'm not big. I'm really not big. Yeah, I was taking 40 milligrams because 2 years ago, I had a really, really bad crash and I needed it, and it helped. It helped get me through it. Even though I was on 20 milligrams during this crisis, I guess, I was in a bad spot. And so I bumped it up to 40 milligrams, and I'd been taking that ever since. So I was taking 40 milligrams of Prozac on a daily basis, and I realized when I was talking to someone that was entering into my life, that there were a lot of things about myself that I knew logically were me, but I didn't have any evidence to back it up. And I will explain that more as we go into more of the withdrawal symptoms and how I feel now afterwards. But some of the things were, you know, I used to love philosophy. I used to do drama as a kid, and like acting and just playing up and just being quirky and fucking retarded. Like, that's part of who I am. And I realized that I wasn't really doing the things that I identify as being part of who I am. I wasn't enjoying the things that I said that I enjoy. I wasn't looking into the things that I said I enjoyed looking into, and I wasn't, you know, like, I'd say a thing, like, I love philosophy, but then I'd have nothing to back it up. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I like this kind of theory or whatever the fuck. Like, it made me realize that maybe I was a little bit numb. And I had a look at my medication, and I realized that I didn't really have anything in my life that was causing me to need that medication. And as a result, I decided, without medical supervision, bad idea, to start weaning down and cutting them out of my life. It's like a breakup we're talking about here. So I went from 40 milligrams to 30 milligrams, and then I went from 30 to 20, and then I went from 20 to 10, and then I ran out of pills, and I just didn't buy any more. So I don't really know when that was. My memory's still a little hazy. I guess now we can get into the withdrawal symptoms. My memory isn't great, I don't think. I don't know. I'm still in this state of like, I guess it's shock. I guess it's just withdrawal symptoms and shock. And just this like, oh fuck, I have to like rebuild my fucking brain. It's half a joke. I've been clean now for maybe a couple of weeks. Yeah, I'd say a couple of weeks, maybe a month, maybe a little less. And it's weird because I'm noticing the symptoms. A few things that I didn't realize the medication was causing while I was taking it. I don't know if you guys have ever watched my live streams, but if ever I eat something, I would belch like a motherfucker. And I've had this since I was 14. And my mum used to think that I was doing it just to piss her off. I knew that it wasn't the case. I knew that it was just I needed to get this gas out, and eating just made my stomach uncomfortable. And I realize now, because I've researched it, that like gassy stomachs or upset stomachs or nausea is a symptom of the medication. And I've just ignored the fact that there was a correlation in timing then. Stupid. So that was something, and there was another one, I think, actually, as I was doing research into the medication, I found that the term for what I thought I was experiencing is prefrontal cortex blunting, which is apparently a psychiatry and psychology term for just like dumbing down the front of your brain, which is the part that does all of the functioning, which is fucked up. So in times where I've accidentally run out of medication and been a few days off, one of the symptoms I would experience would be like shadow people and noticing entire buildings. And you think I'm shitting you. I'm not. I mean, I would be walking down a street. I remember one time it happened when I was living in a suburb called Annerley. And I was walking down the street, a street that I walk down every day, twice a day at least, to get to my bus stop. And this entire fucking house just happened to be existing there the entire fucking time I'd lived there. And I hadn't noticed it. And it wasn't that I only just noticed that I hadn't noticed it. It was that I'd only just noticed that it existed. I just saw an entire house, and it like, I don't think anyone can quite comprehend the concept of seeing a house for the first time that you've seen every day and never seen. I don't know, it's stuff like that you're like, has it always been like this? And it freaks you out for a bit because you're like, how have I not noticed it? Oh yeah, that's right, I'm taking a fucking numbing agent on my brain. That is one of the symptoms that I actually haven't experienced this time around, which I don't know why. The shadow people, yeah, a little bit. Like glimpses of things in my peripheral vision. Not so much shadow people. I call them shadow people even though it's just like shadows that you think are people and then you look and they don't exist. So it's just a disturbance in your peripheral vision, which I think is a symptom of the withdrawal. I mean, it is for me. I think it is a known symptom. One thing that I have been experiencing now is auditory like confusions. They're not hallucinations because I'm not hearing full sentences or words. It's just that I'll hear something and it will sound as if it's closer or being spoken directly to me, or that it's just whispering in my ear, even though I turn around and the person speaking is like several meters away from me and they're talking to each other, and for whatever reason my brain just alerts me to, oh, person talking to you. They're not talking to you, Kate. Don't stop, like stop. So that is a symptom that I've been experiencing recently, and it's starting to dull down. Like I'm probably at about 6 weeks, and that is when symptoms stop or start easing up. But I did actually write up, I don't know if I can show this. You didn't even see it anyways. I did write up the withdrawal symptoms I was experiencing because there was one day where I was sitting at my desk and I was feeling a lot of things and it was weirding me out and I was close to calling a doctor because, again, I still haven't seen a doctor about my medication, which I'm going to do, I promise. And I just decided to write down my symptoms so that when I saw a doctor, I could explain what was going on. So, and I will read them exactly how they are. Whooshes, forgetfulness, trouble concentrating, flight of thought. That one fucking annoys me. Hot flushes, yeah, my temperature, ooh, headaches, stronger emotions, which is a good thing. Sweating in my sleep. I thought I said swearing in my sleep. I was like, do I do that? Irritability, lack of motivation, lowered appetite, and breathing abnormalities. And also with the lowered appetite thing, it's nausea. Like, I'll eat and then I'll be like, why the fuck did I eat? Blech. This morning, I felt nauseous. And it's not morning sickness because you need to have sex. Where was I going with this? Remember when I said flight of thought was a thing? Yeah. So, nausea. I didn't realize that my appetite was so far gone until this morning I woke up and was like, I have to eat. Like now I think I'm hungry because I'm talking about food, but my appetite is gone. Hang on. Those are those burps I was telling you about. That one tasted like salami because this morning I had one slice of salami. And I only ate it because I knew that I had to eat something. I don't know. The whooshes. Okay, so these whooshes, so hard to explain. I think for some medications, they say that brain zaps are a thing that you can experience in your withdrawal. And I guess that's kind of what this is. It's like a microsecond of your brain and your heart and your blood and your cells just kind of all going, Hooah! Did you like that little theatrical movement? Should I do it again? Hooah! That was nowhere near the same, was it? I'm sorry. But it's like everything in your body making you really hyper aware of the fact that they exist. And it almost feels like a whoosh. It feels like a whoosh through your brain. Like everything just kind of goes, whoa, like a wave. I don't understand what it is. I guess it's a brain zap. I don't fucking know, man, but it's really, really disturbing because it happens and then it's followed by confusion and just like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it happens and then you're like, ugh, you feel icky. I thought it was low blood pressure, but it's not because I'm not getting actually dizzy. It just feels like everything in my body is like, hey, I don't know. I guess it's brain zaps because it's kind of like a zap in my brain. But for me, it's more of a whoosh. And it sounds like a whoosh, not that there's an actual noise. I can't explain it. And I don't know what it is or how to explain it. The other thing that I've experienced a whole bunch is temperature changes. And it's not menopause because, well, actually it might be menopause to be honest with you. Your girl getting old. But like temperature changes. So I'll go from being really hot when I'm not meant to be, and then being cold, and tremors. I didn't write that down, but I've been having tremors. Yesterday, my ex messaged me, and obviously it was way too emotionally traumatic for me to deal with because I got fucking freezing, and I was shaking, and I was literally like, it wasn't convulsions, okay? It was not convulsions, but I was like having shivers because I was cold, and I was like, Mom, can you check my face? And I was hot. So it was like I was in a fever like that over an emotional trigger. It wasn't like I was sick. And then like I sit down and I get distracted and the symptoms go away. So it is obviously my brain doing this. It's just really terrifying, you guys. Like, irritability and anxiousness. I've been noticing that quite a bit. Like I've got a far shorter temper than I normally do. I'm normally very patient and understanding and caring, but seriously, if you ask me a question, get the fuck out of my life! My mom, I feel so bad because I live with my mom now and she needs help with a lot of things and I love helping her, but I can't right now. I just don't have the emotional strength to give her the help that she needs right now. And it's not because I'm being selfish, it's just because I'm irritable and I'm angsty and anxious and I just want the problem to be done with. Now, I've touched on the hot flushes, but the sweating in my sleep thing, I am so glad I'm done with that because it's fucking winter here and I like to sleep with my windows open. and I would be hot in my blanket, even though I know, like, I couldn't get a proper temperature, so I'd have the blanket half on, half off, and the top of me would be cold, but the bottom of me would be hot. And as a result, I didn't, like, and it wasn't like I was getting cooled and warmed at the same time. It was like I was divided, and half was half and half was the other. And in the end, I go to sleep, I realize it's cold, obviously in my sleep, I put my blanket on, and then I wake up and I'm swimming in a pool of my own sweat, because I've obviously been hot in my sleep in fucking 4-degree weather. Like, so waking up and feeling disgusting, because obviously my quality of sleep is just, I'm glad that symptom is over. We're moving on from the sweating in my sleep. Now I just sweat all the time. Oh, lack of motivation. This, I think, is just because of the fact that my brain is adjusting and I'm trying to make sense of it all or something. It's not that I don't want to do anything, it's just that when I start having like an episode of symptoms, like the physical ones especially, I just want to go to sleep and forget about it. Like, I want to sleep the world away. One night I slept for 14 hours because I was having symptoms, and I went to sleep at 5 because I just felt sick. I went to sleep, woke up at fucking 9 in the morning the next day. So, you know, I think that when the symptoms leave, my motivation will get back, and I'm doing really well right now. Like, I filmed 2 videos in a row and I'm about to film another one, so I'm proud of myself, and I need to reward myself for those little wins. I guess that's all I can really talk about as far as the withdrawal symptoms go, and as far as my experience so far. I guess when I am done with the withdrawing, I will explain to you how I'm feeling later. I will do that. I don't know why this is a question. I don't know why I'm questioning myself right now. I've started really being more myself. I've started really enjoying things and making jokes with myself and just being with myself. And okay, yeah, I've been a little bit irritable with my mother because, I don't know, it's just what's happening. But I'm starting to really get to know myself, and that means so much to me. And maybe it's the lack of fucking serotonin, but I feel like I'm gonna cry when I say that. It's been a long time. I am gonna cry. Whew. It's been a long time since I've been clean. It's been a long time since I've been myself, and it's daunting to think that I'm now gonna be able to create who I am, like really, like for real though. And it's daunting to think that this is all me. This is me. Like, every so often I'll say something and I'll realize it's song lyrics, and then I'll just start singing the song, and then I'll be skipping around and having fun. I haven't done that in years, you guys. And it's weird to think that I know myself and I haven't known myself, and I guess that's been, oh, fuck the tears. That's been the drug. Oh, fuck. Whew, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm not crying because I'm sad. I'm crying because this is an amazing time in my life. This is such a spectacular time in my life, and so many things are going so well for me. I'm not helping this not crying situation right now. It's like, get back in my eyeballs tears. Looking at the light did not help. Yeah, and I'm excited to share this journey with you guys because I know that a lot of my viewers go through shit. Everyone goes through shit. Sometimes it lasts a little bit longer than we like it to, and sometimes you need to get that help, and you need to see a therapist, and you need to see a doctor. And I'm never, ever going to regret the fact that I got that medication. Never will I ever be disrespectful or disregard your emotions. If you need medication, do not be afraid to take them. Look, the medication serves a purpose. I have been taking them for 10 years without questioning it. I've been taking too much of the medication too, and I haven't been in that open dialogue with a doctor to be like, should I be taking this much? Do you want to help me out here? Excuse me, doctor, help. And now I'm realizing that. And I'm realizing that, and that's my personal experience. That's got nothing to do with you guys. So if you need the medication, please do not be afraid to get the help that you need. If it's gonna save your life, do it. So I'm gonna continue crying, but if you guys want a happier video, click on any of the boxes here. There's also one to subscribe. so that you can see me when I'm not crying, and you guys will see me then, so make sure you subscribe so that you know when the next video goes up, okay? Bye.